Hi, it's Lindsay Carlson here. Anytime is a good time for the cinema of Clint Eastwood, and Warner Brothers just gave us a trio of Eastwood films in 4K, the first of which being the 1971 police thriller masterpiece, Dirty Harry, which of course became the first film in a 5-film series starring Eastwood. The film's now on 4K, so I'm going to unbox this release and share my opinions. Cover art is simple and to the point, just a nice close-up of Harry Callahan on duty. There's also a steelbook release of this, however I didn't purchase the steelbook because it was like $10 more. Artwork largely the same underneath the slipcover. We get a digital code of the film. And right here we have our 4K Ultra High Def disc. Now, unfortunately, like so many recent Warner Brothers releases, Warner has failed to include a Blu-ray copy of the film. So any images that you see in this review are taken from the older 2008 Blu-ray release. They are not 4K screen caps, and they do not represent the quality of this release. Clint Eastwood stars as no-holds-barred San Francisco cop Dirty Harry Callahan in this action thriller that began a franchise. With the life of a 14-year-old girl at stake, Callahan refuses to allow anything, including the law, to keep him from coming to the rescue. Even in 1971, police films were nothing new, but Dirty Harry certainly had a much more edgy approach to things, and it certainly has made the film stand as something of a classic over 5 decades later. There were certainly Dirty Harry sequels, but none of them, in my opinion, top the original. Clint Eastwood, of course, portrays Detective Harry Callahan, who's a cop who plays by his own rules, exacting his own brand of justice by any means necessary. And the city of San Francisco has just found its newest threat, Scorpio, a vicious sniper who seems to have no rhyme or reason and is picking off targets, and literally no one in the city is safe. A manhunt begins, and of course, Harry tries to take the matters into his own hands, hunting down this criminal by any means necessary, but he ends up discovering a much worse threat than the criminal himself, and that being a justice system that often protects the wrong people. And it's not long before he realizes he's going to have to find a workaround. Dirty Harry is certainly a gritty, violent film that earns its R rating. It's definitely politically incorrect and is a film that could not get made today, but I appreciate the gritty realism that's Eastwood brings to this role. There's also a great supporting cast as well, including Andrew Robinson portraying the Scorpio killer, the villain of the film. Robinson would later appear in the Hellraiser series of films, and in a supporting part we have John Vernon portraying the mayor of San Francisco. And the movie doesn't just focus on Dirty Harry versus the Scorpio killer, it looks at other aspects of Harry's life and his job as well. I mean, we see him foil a bank robbery, we see him dealing with common thugs, we see him having to talk down a potential suicide jumper on top of a building. Bureaucracy of the police department that quickly becomes one of his greatest ires. This is a man who has the respect of many, but the ire of just as many others. The film was directed by Don Siegel, long one of Clint Eastwood's greatest mentors and friends. Siegel had directed many great films over the years. Outside of Dirty Harry, he's probably best known for directing the 1976 film The Shootist, which would be the final film starring legendary actor John Wayne. Dirty Harry is an absolute police masterpiece. It's been often imitated but never successfully duplicated. There were 4 sequels that followed, spanning the 70s and 80s, but none of them could top the original, which is certainly a classic for the ages. Dirty Harry came out on Blu-ray disc back in 2008. That was literally the last release of the film. This is the first 4K Ultra High Def disc release of Dirty Harry, and I have to say, overall, it's a very good looking disc. The addition of HDR certainly helps scenes, gives us more vibrant skies, deeper, darker black levels, shadow detail when it's needed. And there's plenty of darker scenes in this movie because of Bruce Surtees' photography, in many cases with only the important elements of a scene being illuminated. So that extra shadow detail really gives it a nice little extra punch that the Blu-ray version lacked. And then, of course, more vibrant colors when they're needed. It's in all ways a step up from the prior release. There's 2 scenes in the home video releases of this movie that have always looked bad, those being a bar scene that's lit all red, and then, of course, the infamous scene where Harry confronts Scorpio on the field of Kezar Stadium. And those scenes actually look so much better than they have in any prior release. There are a lot of softer looking shots throughout the movie, but again, I think this is just inherent to the original source photography. overall, this is a massive upgrade from prior releases of Dirty Harry, and I don't think fans of Detective Callahan are going to be disappointed at all with what they see here. The 4K disc includes several older featurettes, and then we also get 2 newer ones looking at the film. These are pretty short, surface-level pieces, so you're not really missing a whole lot if you don't watch these, but I do appreciate the fact that Warner at least gave us something new on here. I think the only thing missing from the Blu-ray release here is a gallery of trailers for the films in the Dirty Harry franchise. But again, I figure if Warner gives us the other films on 4K eventually, they'll probably put the respective trailers on those as bonus features. So, Dirty Harry is certainly one of my all-time favorite police thrillers. It's a fantastic looking 4K disc. There's a nice supplement package of old and new stuff alike. My only complaint with this release is the lack of a Blu-ray copy, which I really wish Warner would get on the ball and fix, because there are a lot of people out there that haven't upgraded their players to 4K yet, and including a Blu-ray copy makes these a good way to future-proof your collection should you decide to upgrade. So again, just that one minor complaint. Other than that, absolute highest recommendations for Dirty Harry in 4K. How about you? What do you think of the Dirty Harry series? Do you think the first movie's the best? If not, which one is your favorite? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more content. I'm always posting new videos, and make sure you give this one a like if you found it helpful. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. I'll see you next time.